Every single second of every day, there's this massive invisible crime happening online. It's stealing billions of dollars from businesses big and small. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the biggest headaches in digital advertising, click fraud.
Think about it. If you've ever run an online ad or, heck, even just seen one, you assume your money is going to reach a potential customer, right? But what if a huge chunk of it was just gone? Siphoned off before it ever even had a chance to do its job.
Well, get ready for this number. In 2023 alone, an estimated $84 billion was effectively stolen from digital advertisers all over the world. And that's not because of a bad campaign or lousy targeting. Nope, that's the price tag for one single, pervasive problem. And the crime behind that staggering number? It's called click fraud. It's not just about a few fake clicks. We're talking about pure malicious intent. The goal here isn't to check out a cool product or learn about a service. It's simply to burn through an advertising budget, one phony click at a time.
So first up, let's really wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this heist.
That $84 billion, that's just the starting point. Projections show that these losses are set to more than double to a mind-boggling $172 billion by 2028. Yeah, that's a 105% jump in just 5 years. The problem isn't just big, it's growing at a terrifying pace.
Okay, a heist this huge doesn't just happen by accident. So you've got to ask, who exactly are the thieves?
All right, next up, let's put a face to the crime and profile the fraudsters.
And let me tell you, this is not the work of some lone hacker in a basement. The biggest slice of this pie, a whopping 40%, comes from automated bot networks. Then you add in malicious apps and click farms, and you start to see that the vast majority of this fraud is systematic and, frankly, industrial scale.
So you've got this whole cast of characters. You've got the massive bot networks and click farms that are basically running like digital sweatshops. You've got malware that can turn our own phones into little fraud machines without us ever knowing. And then there's the really direct stuff. Competitors who are just trying to sabotage your campaign by clicking your ads into oblivion. Okay, so we've got the who and the how. But where is all this going down? Which corners of the internet are the real danger zones for advertisers? Let's move on and actually map out these fraud hotspots.
Not all ad placements are created equal, not by a long shot. Google's search ads, the ones that pop up when you're actually looking for something, are relatively safe. Their invalid click rate is somewhere around 11 to 14%. But the Google Display Network, the ads that follow you around on millions of other websites and apps, that can be a total minefield. One study found that a staggering 36% of those clicks were completely bogus.
And if we zoom out and look beyond Google, whoa. A 2024 audit shows just how wildly these fraud rates can swing. I mean, look at this. While Google's is hanging around 11%, some of these social platforms have seen much, much higher levels of junk traffic. The main takeaway here is that fraud is everywhere, but it gets really, really concentrated in certain ecosystems.
But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about simple clicks anymore. It's evolved into a full-blown battle of technology, a high-tech AI arms race.
We are in a full-blown AI arms race. On one side, you have the fraudsters using AI to build bots that don't just click, they mimic real human behavior. We're talking everything from how a mouse cursor drifts across a page to the tiny pauses someone might make before typing. It makes them incredibly hard to spot. And on the other side, you have the defenders deploying their own machine learning algorithms, hunting for the ghost in the machine, those tiny invisible patterns that give these super smart bots away.
It's literally AI versus AI. And don't just take my word for it. As one industry expert put it, fraudsters are using the same AI tools marketers do. It all boils down to an AI showdown. The winner is simply whoever's got the smarter algorithm.
So after hearing all that, it's pretty easy to feel a little powerless, right? But the good news is, advertisers are not helpless. So let's talk about how they actually fight back.
The solution really starts with a change in mindset. It's about shifting from just playing defense to going on a proactive offense. Like this client said, the key is finding partners with integrity and excellence. People who will fiercely advocate for your budget, not just block a few bots, but actually hunt them down.
So what does this offensive strategy actually look like in practice? Well, it's all about a layered defense. First, you have automated tools that block fraudulent clicks the second they happen. Then, the experts go in and proactively cut off the source by excluding all those risky apps and sketchy websites. And finally, they sharpen the campaigns themselves, dialing in the target audience and using huge lists of negative keywords to make sure ads only get in front of real potential customers.
And does this stuff actually work? Oh, you bet it does. Just look at this. One B2B company saved over $108,000 from being wasted in just 11 months. That's not some theoretical, made-up number. That's real cash that went back into growing their business instead of lining the pockets of fraudsters.
So let's wrap this all up. The digital heist is absolutely real. It's getting bigger, and the bad guys have every reason to keep doing it. But this is not a lost cause. With awareness, with vigilance, and with the right tools in your corner, the fight is not only possible, it's absolutely winnable. The fight is on.
And that really leaves us with one last question for you to think about. If you have an ad budget running right now, or you're thinking about starting one, can you say for sure that you know who or what is on the other end of that click?